Islam,
Islam, ma. Islam Empress.
Islam, Mama Bay.
Islam.
So give us a second. We're gonna get started. I gotta get everything set. Got my libations in effect. Got my soursop tea. Got my coconut water.
I just finished that.
Yeah. So we're gonna have an amazing. You say what, ma?
No, that was
Say anything.
back.
Oh,
No, just can you hear all these cars? I'm by the window.
no, I can't hear no cars.
Okay.
So we'll let everybody log in. Let's give everybody a grace period. You know how some of us are still. We also live on my YouTube page. I'm waiting for Brian to log in. We're going to be live on our burnabushtabernacle.ts. So let's give it a second. Anybody that's on YouTube, please subscribe to our Temple and School webpage. It's bbtsciencetemple.com. bbtsciencetemple.com. So give me 1 second for my nobles can log in, and we're gonna get this show on the road.
Wow.
A second for all my nobles to log in. We coming. So give me a second, nobles.
Yeah. What up, Knuckles?
Greetings, everybody.
Greetings, Empress.
Islam, Empress.
Islam family.
Islam, Empress. Islam Elite, Islam Mosul, Islam Sheikh, Islam Mark,
Brian.
Islam Lonzo.
That other Willie iPad, that's my mom, nobles. That's mom. That's Mama Bay.
Islam Mama Bay. Islam.
Yep. All right. How everybody doing today on this Sunday? Wow.
Well, sir, how about you?
Man, you know it's always a great day for me, man. I'm so pumped up, man, on life. I'm just so pumped up on life right now, man. It can be worse.
Islam. Absolutely.
It can be worse, man. Believe me. And I'm not going to let this vessel that I control slack. Not me. No reason. Let's do our Moorish American prayer, nobles.
Wow. Father of the universe, Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Aya Ashahaya. Shalom. Alaikum.
Empress, can you get my glasses?
Rahman Rahim. Yaha. Yahu Hamid. Islam.
Islam.
Ashay.
Ashay.
Peace.
Peace. Empress, can you wipe them off, please, too? I appreciate you. That's fine. But, nobles, it's a beautiful day. Before we get into teachings, I would be remiss if I didn't highlight the books that Allah has, guided me to gather, compile, and divinely prepare with the publication of my Empress, LaShawn Goodman Bey. I always want to give gratitude because my Empress is my helpmeet. In more science, I always want to be clear to Empresses that's coming to the science and they be getting our teachings misconstrued because they don't know linguistics and etymology. And when I say we do things the Moorish American way, we don't care how anyone else is doing it. So when we say submission in more science, that's total commitment from both parties.
Islam.
I don't know how many times I say the empress sits on the throne with the king. Yes, thank you, babe. How many times do I say the woman is Mayat, the garden that produced food and life? I don't want to be nowhere where it's all men. Ain't no way. How a man gonna create life? That's crazy. What we get ready to do this crazy Lil Nas X stuff and men walking around pregnant with that goofy stuff?
Crazy.
You see what I'm saying? Some stuff we don't have to entertain because we know better. We know better. When I'm saying buffoonery stuff, we know better. We rise above. We operate on science. That's not when people say, oh, what they programming us to do. Programming us to do what? We're not watching that. We're not entertained by that.
Islam.
That ain't in our sector. We're not operating on no Hollywood. We right here, we're Moors. This is what we do. Islam?
Islam.
You see, this is our willing sacrifice. This ain't church. I be telling people, when they dealing with me, you need to get rid of everything except mathematics. Because your life is a mathematical equation. This life is a mathematical equation. Your finances is a mathematical equation. The person that you love is a mathematical equation. How you work out is a mathematical equation. How you cook is a mathematical equation. How you sleep is a mathematical equation. How you make love to your woman or your man is a mathematical equation. How you dress is a mathematical equation. The people you choose to be around or not be around is a mathematical equation. Why? Because everything you have is a choice. And that's when you are an adult, when you be able to have something to compare and contrast to.
That's right.
So, the first book I always tell Moors that you don't have to be confused about any science because your sheep wrote the science. Right now I have 10 books out. After my solar return, I'm gonna put my other 10 books out. This first book is the interpretation of the divine creed of Moorish Islam. No reason you can be confused of no science, especially the elementary science. Why? Because it's right there in your hands.
Yeah.
I got a book that I gathered and compiled a book that you can learn how to eat right. You are what you eat. Eat good, look good, feel good. Moors be having the keys to life and just put it on the shelf. That's why I be laughing when I'm like, I know a person's not studying or it's not happening because if you're studying, if you're reading, if you're working out, your language will change. Don't nobody have to ask you nothing. All they have to do is be around you because they see a sermon. They don't have to hear it. Healthy living and eating. My healthy eating and living book. And we confused. Why? Why? It's no reason. We got the keys and we should be promoting each other. We should be promoting ourselves, cheerleading each other. Y'all part of this. Our vegan treat book. We got the literature. We know how to cook. We ain't got to get nobody else science. We ain't got to say, oh, we raised the money to publish, or Sheik trying to raise money to publish a book. Sheik already published the books on his own. Moorish scholars who debunk Eurocentric propaganda. Look at all these scholars. You got Ida Van Sertima, Sheik Anadia, Dr. Ben, Chancellor Williams, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, Stolen Legacy, George G.M. James, Amos Wilson, Dr. John Henry Clark. Come on, man. Sheik Anadia for our babies. They teach you, they don't even know what I'm talking about. 14 famous Asiatics scientists in history. 14 famous Asiatic scientists in history. And then Moore's been having my literature. I said, y'all ain't open this up? How you gonna have a kid in school and you ain't went over the 14 famous Asiatic scientists in history with your kids? And why you ain't go over the Moor scholars who debunk Eurocentric propaganda in school for they could talk about some stuff that ain't nobody just gave them? Why? Why? The literature is right here and it's peer-reviewed scholarly research. We got the wisdom. You see? You see? 14 famous Asiatic scientists in history. Open up the wisdom and go through that. I guarantee you, it's people in that book you ain't never heard of. And you can't tell me you haven't. And you have. And a lot of y'all know, because I'm honest, a lot of those people in that book you ain't heard of. Islam? Keep it 100. So imagine your kids. Imagine teachers ain't heard about that. You see? Esoteric science of the Moorish fairs. I got the literature. So Moors got the fairs. We should be speaking. Why? Because we study. It's right in our handbooks. We have them. This is the elementary wisdom. We wearing away. We should know the fairs in and out. The esoteric science of the Moorish fairs. Your sheik wrote it. Gathered and compiled it. It's right there. It's right in your face.
Gratitude.
It's right in your face. Sufism and the triple role of the adapt chamber. Why are we confused? I keep saying this is the upper echelon of the movement. A teacher is going to teach and give the keys. It's right here. It's right in your face, staring at you every day. Moorish American Light of Ali and the Moorish Adapt Study Guide, the House of Ali, Mysticism, the Egyptian Adapt Prophet and Angel. What's the what? What we confused on? What we confused on? And then we can read the literature and come together and talk. What we confused on? Because I can go over this, I don't need it, and we all will be lost because we chasing our tail. I'm telling you, man, and I'm not talking about nobody individually, so please don't think that when I speak as a body. We easily fooled. And then when I talk about my Moorish Salah, I'm not even gonna put this book out yet until next year because it's very vital. I break things down what's in the teachings. I don't break down no tradition. I don't care what you're saying. We do our Salah standing. This is facts. Prostrating. And then what religious people do, the ruku is bowing. But in the teachings, it specifically notes that al-salat is standing before Allah, the SWT, is silent. Think of that in your Holy Moorish Quran, chapter 11, when speaking of the Elohim. See, can't nobody tell me I'm lying because I deal with the teachings, period. And these should be performed while standing, not prostrating or bowing, because salat, aka worship, is done standing according to the Quran. I don't care if you put a K or Q on it. But the Muslims in the East have added all of the different positions mentioned in the Quran and made up a rakat, a ritualized performance of different positions. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. You can't deny what I'm saying. You can't. You operating on tradition, on belief system, on balai. And if you want these books, all you have to do, you can get all those books that I just quoted, except my Moorish Salat book, because I'm not putting that out yet until after my solar return. I think I got 10 books right now, today. You can get all 10 of my PDF books for a $75 donation. That's value. You say you're more. Cash App $KG Bay. Cash App $KG Bay. And then all you got to do is send an email to Goodman, GOODMAN, Curry, KHARY, at GoodmanCurry@gmail.com. Show me a screenshot of that, and I'll politely PDF you all the books right then. No problem. Just like that. Because see, a workman is due his hire. We confused because we choose not to learn. So we finna teach today. It's a word, and I might be spelling it wrong. I think I spelled it right. Prurient. Somebody look up that word real fast. Prurient. See, we in school.
Prurient.
Break it down, ma. Break it down for them, ma, real fast, please.
No, I'm gonna let them break it down.
Okay.
Prurient. Okay.
Oh yeah, because see, we teaching today.
Basically, it means appealing to the lower self.
Uh-huh. And see,
My fourth grade teacher told me this word and what it meant. And she said, once I was able to control my prurient interests, then I would be on my way to what at the time we were calling, what's the word, Corey? That pyramid, and at the nirvana.
Nirvana.
The top of the pyramid is nirvana. At the bottom is all your basic needs, your need for food, clothing, shelter, then later on sexual needs, other needs, status and all that. But once you're able to control all those things and not let those things control you, you're at the top of the pyramid, nirvana. You have controlled your prurient interests. And she explained to me as a child is that your prurient interest is what makes you stop when you see a car accident, makes you slow down because you want to see what you can see. Instead of you keeping it going, because that ain't your business, you didn't witness anything, keep it going. But there's something in you, your lower self, that wants to see some gore, or if you hear there's going to be a fight after school, and instead of taking your butt home, you go and follow the crowd to try to see the fight. She explained it to me as a child, your prurient interest or your lower self.
Islam, ma. Also, also pertaining to some men, and I'll use an analogy because I'm just talking about things that I've known. And I could talk,
Yeah,
come on, ma.
sexual
In my family, you got a lot of men that'll deal with their lower self just to deal with women because of sex. And they ain't, excuse my candor, I'm going to speak my mind, my mama on here. I speak just like this around my mama. You got a whole bunch of nothing, MF, NBCs that just want to deal with a whole bunch of women because they can sex them crazy. And that's all you got going on, so they'll let you live with them. They'll let you drop them off at work. You ain't got nothing. You can't provide nothing, but you can sex them crazy. That's that lower interest right there. And the pendulum swing both ways. It ain't just one way. You got to catch it too. It can't be a behavior if nobody ain't allowing it to happen. Understand what I'm saying, Islam?
Spell that once again. No.
Prurient. Islam? I'm going to give y'all some text too. See, this is what I tell people about evidence. And I want to, as a teacher, teaches. You don't get rid of nothing that has truth in it. I don't give a damn if you only have 0.1% of truth. You got to be an investigator and a master teacher to go through that, find the truth, and throw all the trash away. That's your job. Because there's truth in everything. You got to understand that because everything come from us. Everybody connotated or whitewash your history. That's why when I take things back to the beginning to show you everywhere, this science is ours. Period.
Facts.
So as a guide, as a Buddha, as an adapt, as a sheik, as a leader, as a teacher. See, I ain't no freaking activist. I don't put on, this is my life. It ain't no okay, ready action. You don't see me playing around. You don't see me, let me rent this car and try to get y'all with just like everybody else. I teach. That's why what I'm doing is not very popular. The true teachings wasn't that popular. That's why people were easy swole to the satanic teachings. You got to understand this. It was only a remnant. A remnant is not a lot. Y'all are the disciples, the ones to go and spread the word. We are adults. We don't have no time to be dealing with friends that ain't operating with us. I don't hang with nobody but my empress, my mom, my sister, and anybody that's operating on my wavelength. Anybody else I'm around, it's business. It's business. I got friends I love. And I tell them, I say, man, I can't deal with you. I love you. But if all we're going to do is hang and have fun, man, I'm a grown man. I'm 44. I'm trying to build. I'm trying to leave a legacy. We got land. You got time to be going to no strip clubs, bullshitting, buying cheap-ass bottles of liquor. See, I know what grown men do that's my age. Bullshitting. And then talk about what they don't have. I'm talking about grown men. I ain't talking about no man 25. I'm talking about men my age. Period. I just keep it 100. And my people that I lost due to a lack of knowledge, of wisdom. It says, woe to you, lying lawyers. So that's in, I think, Leviticus 11 and 52. I think you can cross-reference that in Luke 45, if I'm not mistaken. So let's deal with it with these Moors that call themselves bays. And somebody, you got to look at these scriptures up. Don't let me just say something and then you don't look it up. I could be telling you any damn thing. I'm giving you the scripture for you can write this shit down so you can study. You can be like, man, so you can understand. That's what a trust gives. I ain't telling you, and the Bible says, and the Bible, I'm telling you. And then I'm breaking this shit down so you can understand the words that are coming out of my mouth and use that. I shoot from the lip, not the hip. What did the text say about the woe unto you lying lawyers? So here you say you obey, and you talk about you administer the law, and you don't know how to obey the law, and then you misrepresent the law. I'm talking about you too. Somebody read it for me. Somebody read Leviticus 11 and 52 for me, please. I'll wait. I'll wait. I got time today. 52.
It says, woe unto you, lawyers.
Speak up, Noble. I can't hear ya.
It says, woe unto you, lawyers, for ye have taken away the key of knowledge. Ye entered not in yourselves, and them that were entering in, ye entered.
Did you hear what they said? So here it is. You say you a master of the law. As people trying to enter into it, you're going to lie them and get them all twisted up. It says, whoa. It's some punctuations in there too, isn't it? Isn't there something after whoa? What is it? It's something.
It's woe unto you, comma, then it has lawyers, then it has an exclamation.
Oh, so we can see this when I say as a teacher. We got to talk about all those punctuations because that shit means something.
Hold on, you said 1152?
Yeah.
I don't have Leviticus. I
Oh, I'm sorry, Luke. I'm sorry, no, it was Luke. I'm sorry.
It's Luke 11:52.
Yep. And it's in Luke. And it's in, I'm gonna show you where other scriptures. I'm gonna cross reference. I'm gonna jump all around the text to show you all through. So it's telling you woe unto you, you lying lawyers. Whoa, like hold on, pump your brakes, you lying lawyers. And then I'll get into teachers when I tell you, if you study, passing the bar don't mean you know master in law. You must be competent in the law because you can defend yourself. You can defend yourself in law. So when you're dealing with these people that pass the British Annotated Registry, that's under a charter, it tell you already what their job is. Not to defend you. It's there. Because they telling you that you a person. You're not even, I teach this shit. How many times I taught this? So they telling you, woe to you lying lawyers. You making people the same thing as chattel still. When they say, oh, in the Constitution, person me. No, I done taught this over and over. Over and over and over and over and over. We don't lecture this. Woe to you lying lawyers. Anybody under the British Annotated Registry is a liar. See? See? Yeah, because it all depends on if you're reading the King James. I don't care if you're reading the NIV. I don't give a damn if you're reading the New Standard. The shit, words is words. It might be a little bit different. It's saying the same shit. That's why people be like, well, in this version, it says, God damn you, but the other one, it says, excuse my candor, fuck you. It's saying the same shit. It's saying the same thing in the scriptures when they talk about you following Saint Nick, following the Nicolaitans, cutting the tree down, doing all that goofy stuff. And one Bible says you a fool, and one other Bible says your ass stupid. Oh, don't be mad at me. See? What Luke 11:45 say? Luke 11:45 and 46. See, man, I'll quote the Bible, I'll quote the Quran, I'll show you the Bible and Quran synchronized. We just got caught up. Yeah, Luke 11:45.
Then answered one of the lawyers, and said unto him, Master, thus saying, thou reproachest us also. He said 45 and 46?
Yes, sir.
And he said, woe unto you also, ye lawyers, for ye lay men with burdens egregious to be borne, and ye yourself touch not the burdens with one of your fingers.
Now, all you got to do is read that in a standard version. We'll break it down in layman terms and understand what it's saying. Understand when the person say, you don't went to church all this time. This is why I be laughing at, no disrespect, because we brilliant. I ain't talking about Moors. I'm talking about goofy religious people. You go to church all that time, let the pastor quote something, won't never ask him a damn thing, afraid. And soon as he more than me, this is what they do. What it mean? What it mean? You go to church every fucking Sunday, and you go to Sunday school. You ain't never asked what it mean. You'd have been to church. Oh, I've been to church in my family church for 30 fucking years. So?
Listen to what the Message Bible version say about those two same scriptures. Basically, it's just the same what you said, but what the language that he used, right? So, Luke 45 and 46 in the Message Bible says, and I usually reference this because they come with like more contemporary language, right? So it says, 45 says, one of the religious scholars spoke up. Teacher, do you realize that in saying these things, you're insulting us? Right? And then the 46 says, he said, yes, and I can be even more explicit. And it goes on and says, you're hopeless. Your religion scholars, you load people down with rules and regulations, kneeling at their backs, but never lift even a finger to help.
And never lifted a finger. So CDT, you got these people lying on the Bible.
Because they know better.
Yes, you know that it's premeditated. That's not gospel. And when I tell people, "Oh, you're not a Christian," I say, "Listen, the Christian is not the gospel." I'm sorry. What does Acts 24 and 5 say? Come on, man. We can do this all day. I already gave y'all the scripture when it's talking about you not following the Nicolaitans, following Saint Nick, putting the tree and all that. We ain't got to go through that. We did that already.
Read Acts 24:5.
What it say, Noble?
For we have found this man, a pestilent fellow, and a mover of sedition among all the Jews throughout the world, a ringleader of the sect of the Nazarenes.
The Nazar what? The Nazar what? Read.
Nazarenes.
See, you got to remember, you got Nazarenes, Nazarites, you got two. This is what I be telling people, how things be close. You be like, you be thinking they talking about the same thing. Just like when I break down the Jewish Bible and the Europeans tell you who they are. You be trying to twist it together. I say, no, you got to be particular to how this shit is spelled. A ringleader of who? The Moors, the Jews. I'm telling you. And you want to get scholastically with it. The genetically proof, the true Jews are the Igbo and the Igbo. The Igbo and the Igbo of Nigeria, Africans. We done proved this a million times genetically. The European agree with me. The European agree with me. That's why I laugh. I ain't finna compete with nobody that should be a student. You just mad. And this is love. I'm giving you love. I'm giving you love. Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 19. Come on, man. Y'all should know that by heart.
Ecclesiastics what?
10, 19.
Chapter 10, verse 19.
You know, that's one of Dad's favorite scriptures.
Food is made for
laughter, the wine.
Food is made for a feast. Wine is made for laughter.
Uh-huh.
But money answers all things.
But what?
Money answers.
Monies.
But what? I ain't hear you.
I say money answers all things. I'm not reading verbatim.
No, that's fine. No. But you know, this is how I teach. I want you to keep reiterating it, for it can mean something. You say money trumps all, right?
Yep.
Oh, so I thought the preacher said. I thought the preacher said money is the root to all evil. But you done been in church all your life and say money is the root to all. No, the money ain't the root to all evil. It just exhumes who your ass is. Excuse my candor. If money trumps all, if we need to get to I'm just using this as an analogy to Congo, and we can't get there, and Korea multi-millionaire. I'm your sheik, I'm your teacher. We about to charter a plane to Congo to get that heart surgery. You need this. This money that I got right now trumps all. We can get this work done. You see? But it's the source, it's the person that's who control of it. Like alcohol. Alcohol ain't no good when say, oh, blame it on the alcohol. No, I'm blaming it on your ass. Because alcohol in that bottle ain't nothing. It's just in a bottle. It's the spirits. And the spirits control whoever it ingested it. Understand this. Understand what I'm saying. This is science. This is metaphysics.
I got a verse that'll go with that.
Break it down, Barclay.
Ecclesiastes 10,
Uh-huh. I hear speaking in the background. I can't hear my noble. Somebody mute themselves, please, man.
somebody got mute.
Please. Gratitude. Please.
So it's easy. Ecclesiastes 10, to verse 2. Sorry, chapter 10, verse 2. A wise man's heart is at his right hand, but a fool's heart at his left. Yea, also, when he that is a fool walketh by the way, his wisdom faileth him, and he saith to every one that he is a fool.
See?
If the spirit of the ruler rise up against thee, leave not thy place, for yielding pacify great offense. There is an evil which I have seen under the sun, and an error which proceeded from the ruler. Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low places. I have seen servants upon horses, and princes walking as servants upon the earth. He that diggeth the pit shall fall into it, and whosoever breaketh the hedge, a serpent shall bite him.
See? It tell us, man. It tell us like this is uprightness.
Right.
This is what people don't be understanding. I gave y'all Matthew 24 and 5, right? And write down John 5, 46 and 47. I'm giving y'all ammunition as I keep going. And when y'all get it, you just break them down and say, I got it, and then I'll stop it, and you can get the scriptures. I'm going to proceed. You got it? Let's give it.
What? John what?
John chapter 5, verse 46 and 47.
The Matthew 24:5.
Yeah.
For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For the nation shall rise again, nation. Oh, I'm sorry. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in divers places.
Now, noble. So somebody say, what does it mean, Father Allah? I tell Morris, we have to do things the right way. We got to stay in context. I always tell Morris that when I'm lecturing. Please don't ask things out of context. If you're a student, you come to class, you do it the right way. But Islam, noble. Islam. Islam. Absolutely.
They basically say they're falsifying, they're going to come in his name and they falsifying a doctrine.
The same thing our prophet said when you got these people got to put on the fence and give you false teachings, and they won't even tell you what the divine constitution and our bylaws state, and everything they say and go against it.
And it will cause wars, nations against nations and kingdoms against kingdoms, all because of this. And it's still going on today.
See? You see?
Based on the lie.
You see? And another thing, remember, as students, that's why I tell everybody to be students. Because when a person asks you what it means, I can tell you any fucking thing. If you're not willing to research it before you come, you can have things, I can tell you anything. And then that means I shut your light out. That's why I tell the people to. Thank you, Malik. That's why I tell the people the importance of being a student. Because as I'm teaching, I'm giving you where you can find all the stuff at. Me not just telling you. It ain't no good me just telling you. Because man don't learn just by being told. I'm a teacher. A person got to be willing to come in and do all that it takes to be a student. That's the problem. We best be told shit. Church.
They touch that mysticism stuff. Because I had told you my story before when after my dad transitioned. They want to talk about how Stella got her groove back, so to speak, and by the woman touching the hem of Jesus' garment that she was healed. And then if you read further and beyond that, Jesus came and told the lady, he said, you wasn't healed because you touched the hem of my garment. You was healed by faith.
There you go. There you go. Because it's inside. What the 1 Thessalonians 5:21 say, man?
Prove all things. So
See?
that's what it's good.
You see? So if the Bible tell you to prove all things, and then you say, well, where you get that from? Oh, Sheik just told me. You can't even show nobody. Well, Sheik said the water over here. How you know the water over there? And that's what I be saying. We don't want to be students of it. We want to be told things. That's church. Oh, I just want to tell me something that feel good. Watch this, Noble. Just like in our Moorish Quran, it talks about us working out, and we're doing it, doesn't it? That's how I know Moors don't read their Quran. And you see Moors all out of shape and things, and they blame it on other things. You're only out of shape because what you eating and what you drinking. Period. You're only confused because what you think you know and what you don't know. You out of shape and obese. You can't say you got high blood pressure passed down. You got high blood pressure and all that because of what you eating as an adult. If I take your kid out of that environment and you feeding them all slave food and I put them on a clean diet, I guarantee your kid's not going to have none of the shit you have and the kids that have in your household have. I guarantee you that.
Yeah. People say diabetes. But there's no diabetes gene. There ain't no cancer gene.
Our Quran tells us that. The Bible tells you about working out. That's why I talk about the metaphysical meaning of exercise. The metaphysical meaning of exercise, the act of training the mind to think of Allah's attributes. God and man. When we say Allah, the Father Allah, this is what people don't understand. If you the Father, I'm talking about you. We say Allah, we say arm, leg, arm, head. That's why I tell Moors you must be a student. In Moorish science, Allah and man, Buddha, Yahweh, whatever you want to call it, Confucius is one. So if we say that, if we say Allah the Father, we talk about the Allah and man. We know it's a creation, so it has to be a creator. But our teacher said that Allah, that God want to dwell in the vessel, in a solid vessel, a tabernacle built without hands, man made in the image of Elohim. So when we talk about Father Allah, I'm talking about you and me. When I say Islam, I'm talking about I, self, law, and master. I'm not talking about no God outside of myself sitting on some throne in some sky. This ain't Al-Islam. This is more science.
God and Allah is the same thing.
Islam.
And operate with this word. Who's that?
Yourself. Master, able, noble. Man, yourself. What they read, Malik? God's attributes as forces that are being incorporated into the mind, as one incorporates strength into the body. Exercise thyself unto godliness. That's in 1 Timothy 4:7. See? Exercise is spiritual prayer, meditation, worship, fasting. That's standing on your square. Exaltation, existence. This is our willing sacrifice. This is exactly what we should be doing. If not, you ain't operating right. Or it ain't no temple in my city and you jump on my page. Or where the literature at? Oh, they keep the teaching from. I just broke down all the elementary books. And I said you can get all them books for a $75 donation. What you waiting for? You got a whole bunch of Air Force Ones? And I'm not talking about nobody. I bet you we got more than one pair of tennis shoes. I bet you we got something in our closet right now we ain't never wore. Guaranteed. I bet you every one of us probably do. I bet you got more than one pair of shoes. I bet you can't show me no shoes with the soles going off like your tires on your car. I bet you got multiple shoes your ass change up in. See? But when it comes to this science, I want to be cheap. That's just like a person dressing up and then you eat all slop. You going to McDonald's every day, but you working out. You defeating the purpose. You about to have a damn heart attack. Guaranteed.
I took my grandson to the park yesterday, and it was I think there were some frat was up here, and I was just observing our people, because our people celebrate the Greek celebration that they doing. I think there was Phi Sigma Beta or something like that. They were blue and white.
Mm-hmm.
They was up there at the park while I was at my grandson playing at the park, and I'm just looking to see how many of them really is healthy, and I'm like, our people is.
All fat. Excuse my candor.
It was.
Most church people all fat. Excuse my candor. Come on. They can't wait to eat chicken. They can't wait to go to Ponderosa and all that. Ain't no disrespect. I'm telling you, and then Moors be explaining, be mad. And then that's why you would see a lot of Moors and a lot of emperors that's out of shape. They only take pictures of their head. And they always be talking about people. Because they ain't happy with themselves. Because we ain't got time to be talking about nobody. We too engulfed in ourselves. We too busy looking at the man in the mirror. We ain't making no post or nobody's booty. Why do we care? Or no, all that. It's something wrong with you. Show yourself. Show your true colors. Let me see what you look like for ridicule. You won't do that shit. You see? We are lost people. So as we get into the main topic, because this finna shake the atmosphere right now. Because Malik already done touched on the Greek part. And I tell you, it ain't no disrespect. I love all my people. And we was lost, we was looking for things. But the Greek is a fraud. Everybody know this. Because they say that it's the Greek history. And that's false. That's pseudo. Research Steve Coakley, the Boule. Research this stuff. Research this. The European is not the joke of Masonry. The Negro is. I'm telling you. I'm telling you what I'm telling you, man. Listen, you're dealing with it. You're dealing with a sheep. I'm part of the Philosophical Research Society. I tell y'all everything. I'm transparent. They got to reveal themselves to me every time. When I say shutting the light out, it ain't disrespect. They have to identify themselves. They ain't dealing with no damn haram or beef, no dead Negro that you done buried in a shallow grave and had a damn celebration. Jubel, Jubom, and Jubloom. You done had a jubilee, the three Jubes, like three stooges. See, I teach you the teachings. They buried the devil. They buried the master teacher in a shallow grave. Haram Abif in your Bible. Come on, man. That's the secret of all this. Is what? You. So when I say I'm giving you the power back, when I say I am illuminating, we are illuminating. We are the Illuminati. You scared of something that ain't even real. We are the illuminating one. I told you, it never was a time when man was not. The world is never going to end. But what it's going to do is shift different dispensations. The world is constructed in this magnanimous position to where it can clean itself out. The same way your system does. If you eat it, if you're drinking it, you're getting a proper rest and you're drinking that water. If you're doing these things in a proper manifestation, everything that's born is going to die. But while you alive in the flesh, you can live to maximum capability. I don't give a damn if you a 1990 Buick and that boy got 500,000 miles on it, but that Buick riding on the highway just like everything else. Why? Because you did what you're supposed to do to that system. Come on, man.
Come on, Sheik.
Talk to me. I'm talking about something that's inside. And see, the things made in America on a constant basis do not change brand names just because of their newer, improved models. Follow the context as I'm teaching. What I'm talking about, cars, boats, clothes, homes, theaters, music. They all the same thing right now. Back in when my mom was a kid, and I ain't gonna say her age, but back in the day, whatever day that was, the movie theater was still the damn movie theater, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
It wasn't called the Pickaninny.
Even though the movies were silent in my day.
Okay. See, ma. Now, as I proceed, now we teaching. Because I'm glad my mom on here. I told you I'm gonna always tell y'all truth and be transparent. All my life, when I was young, I was brilliant, but I was a knucklehead. Very brilliant. Very brilliant. Everything I wanted to know, I asked my mom. She said, Negro, look it up. So that's why I'm very, very, very peculiar, and I speak with a silver tongue eloquently with assuredness of how I deliver things. When I talk about etymology and connotation and denotation and how you use words and how you don't use the word that you should be using when you don't use the word that you should be using. So what I'm saying is when we talk about adjectives, like when I say Malik got on a black shirt, my mama might have on a red shirt, I might have on an orange shirt, Alonzo might have on a damn tie-dye shirt, right?
Yep.
It's still a shirt no matter the color, right? We're not going to say Brother Alonzo got on the tie-dye. We're not going to say Malik got on the red. We're going to say Malik got on the shirt, even though it's red, right?
Right.
So the adjective is explaining with the color what the shirt is, like blackamoor in your 1599 Geneva Bible. It may be explaining what type of Moor that was, but your ass is still a Moor. What you a tawny Moor? What you a swarty Moor? Just like Black Pete, Swarty Pyatt, the Moor. Come on, man. Indigo. Come on, this is simple. And so when we break things down and I put it in the context of vehicles or an automobile, a Ford remains a Ford no matter the year or model, right? It's still a damn Ford, right? Right?
Right.
Only a people that has been made into chattel will change brand names. And they are the American-made color folk, Negroes, Black, Afro-Americans. I broke this down in another teaching, how every year the Negroes came together and said, well, this month we'll call you this, and this month we'll call you this. Remember the African American Summit with Jesse Jackson and I forget the lady name, and they say, you know what? We'll call them Negroes. I would break this down scholastically. I got the data. I broke this down on the college campus. They may not have liked my candor, standing ovation. Every time. Every time. You say what, Barclay?
I said it's just the truth.
Flat out. And the larger the pill, the more difficult to swallow. The acceptance to the degrees of truth is no exception. Nevertheless, Moors, with all the so-called blacks seem to have the truth of the matter is, if it has the word Negro, Black, etc. preceding it, it is still property and rightfully or wrongfully belongs to the United States of America. If you know, according to science and law, black means deaf, right? Now follow what I'm saying. I said, according to science and law, black means deaf, right?
Right.
See, this is the thing that we can't deny, truth. So if according to science and law, black mean deaf, and we talk about the esoteric and the exoteric, and I'm connected to nature. Well, according to science and law, because that's nature, if you say black is dead, put dead on everything that you say. Dead church, dead school, dead banking, dead everything, dead love, dead schooling. And you know this. But you're going to do with all this black stuff. Well, according to science and law, black means deaf. According to the Dred Scott law, I don't give a damn if you a Negro, Black, African American, your ass a slave. And it never been abolished. Huh? They did that shit on Jeopardy. They put that shit on Jeopardy. Negroes still didn't catch that shit. Obama told your stupid ass in 2010, I'm not talking about us. I'm just using my words. My mom on here, she said I can cuss. I'm expressing myself. He told your ass in 2010 that you had a right of a nationality and a right to change it. No one will be arbitrarily denied of a nationality and a right to change it. And the claim a child replaces the birth certificate. And you talk about, oh, Obama ain't did nothing for black folk. Hell no. Your black ass is a slave. And you only a slave in the Americas. See, these is facts. These is facts. Every black woman, child, man, governor, mason, Christian, university, farm, all that stuff. You should know this. Ownership. And they assume ownership of the freshly freed slaves of the 13th Amendment by the 14th Amendment. I know law. It wasn't as though somebody had to twist the arm of the Union of the North. It was just two brothers fighting over you. Talk about you, somebody fought for your freedom. Yeah, okay. Well, why can I break down a military song to say how they overthrew you? Why when I break down the war of Ferdinand and Isabella, they tell you from the wars of here to here, how they overthrown you, the slave ship of Jesus of Lambuk. Come on, man. What are we talking about? History and religion goes together. You don't have to like my candor, but you will respect this science.
Islam.
It's all recycled slavery. Go ahead. Somebody has something to say?
I was looking at this. Can I read this next line?
Absolutely, Barclay. You can do whatever, Noble.
So, in fact, recycled slavery to be spread to every state throughout the United States was more of a political salve applied to blue-gray wounds of the Civil War than feigned love for the ex-Negroes. Right? So when you think about that, then that just talks about they obviously so in the South it was a money machine, right? In the South. And so in order to kind of rebrand, if you will, that business, they did it under a political
Barclay, I love my nobles. That's why I said we so smart. Remember the book I told y'all to get America in black and white. The only reason why they had your out voting because to keep them in power. They whitewash you out of history books. Remember suffrage, your right of vote, right. Suffrage. They wanted you to be in them to vote for them to keep them in office. See, it's political. That's why I say religion and history tie together. You just Islam, Noble. Islam. Proceed. You done, Noble?
No, but most Masons truly believe that to keep the Africans in any form of slavery is not just their duty, but they are actually doing God's will.
Stop right there. Stop now. Barclay. They can't get mad at us for illuminating the teachings. We are revealing the teachings. My people are lost due to a lack of knowledge. Why? Because you refuse to learn something that's right in your face. Proceed, Noble. Let me take my flip-flops off.
Being a slave master became an illegal status with the abolishment of slavery in 1865. And that's why it was so key for them to not be able to stop your ability to contract. Because that way, I no longer can just openly walk around and say, I'm your boss. But if you come over and say, hey, would you be my boss? Well then,
and what's that, Barclay?
Doing nothing wrong.
Willing obligor. Willing out when you don't proclaim, declare, have due process. When you willingly give your rights up, when you identify as a Negro, black, or colored, willingly, and the laws tell you who you are. I mean, the Declaration of Human Rights say you got a right of a nationality. The Resolution 75 says you can next your B and your L. The SF 181 form pertaining to ethnicity, it tells you choose all that pertaining to you. So you know all on there is you except Negro, black, and colored. I mean, see, but you don't know because you're not educated. You don't want to, you say it don't matter. And it do matter when we come collectively and we can take this to the world courts and we can be on paper as Moors. Because I'm down with reparations too. But see, ain't no Negro slave finna get no reparations until you restore yourself back to your original state. All of us collectively. Stop calling yourself some Hebrew Israelite. Stop calling yourself some Christian. Stop calling yourself some religious, whatever. You are more. It's one nationality, many cultures. I don't care what your culture is, but don't you want what's good for us as a whole? Ain't your mission the same for the education and the rights and the freedoms and the wisdom and to own our own shit of our people? I ain't say what banner you float under. We got one flag. Understand that. Proceed, Noble.
Slaves as chattel property were therefore also declared out of law, with the exception of convicted felons.
So keep that in mind right there. So now watch this, no, because we gonna go over about 2 more pages. We gonna stop because this gonna just bust people's heads. Why you think they want it in school where we can't mix church and state? It's the reason why. You want me to tell you the reason why? I'm gonna tell you all the reason why right here. And you probably already know it. What you say, Barclay?
I said, why?
What makes you a complete fifth?
Yeah, nationality and spirituality.
There you have it. Religion and law. There you have it. I want to give you your religion, strip your nationality from you, strip your faith, strip all these laws that we know, and tell you your ass came over here on some stupid ass slave ship. And all they books go to that. Lewis and Clark said when they came to Americas, they saw what they saw. Damn it, David MacRitchie, the Ancient and Modern Britons, we tell you what's in the Americas. All the books that I give you by Europeans, who else? My boy that wrote Signs and Symbols of Primordial Man, Albert Churchward. He tell you all this science is yours. The European that wrote Black Athenia. Why? A European got to keep telling you who you are and your brother right here? That got more educated than him? But a European or somebody can put on a suit and, oh, he teaching us about us. Oh, he's so heavy. That's crazy.
But even in the Webster Dictionary that was published in the 1800s, what it says about an American, it says, the copper-colored people here, copper-colored people found here by the European.
See? And we gonna go against their pen. I can use their pen, just like with that anti-Semitic. I said I can use their pen. I get it in the Jewish encyclopedia. I don't never have to apologize. I say, are we gonna do things based on scholarship, or are we just gonna do barbershop talk? Because I don't do barbershop talk. I don't care. I don't give a damn about that gossip shit. I'll put me some earphones on. Now, if you want to deal with some scholarship, I'm going to use your books and I'm going to rest my case. Only rebuttals you going to say is you don't like my big eyes. I don't give a shit. Blame it on my mom and my daddy.
Now, you know what's funny about that statement that we always say, that Brian just said, that in the book it said we was the copper color race that was found here by the European. I'm like, how do you find something? Did you lose it?
See, now watch there. See, I was waiting for somebody to say that. Thank you. Because they came somewhere, you ain't find nothing. You come to the Americas. Even on the back of the dollar bill, you see the indigenous people. They there. They came. You got some foreigners that came that was in Europe, a place that's cold. Man, I'm getting into teachers. Please proceed. That's why I love y'all. Y'all smart. How you talk about you found something? This already here. You in the Americas. You thought the world was fucking flat. I'm telling you what, it started making sense.
Come on, Noble.
I just use what they use against them.
How you talk about you found, and then I want to put, we found it. You ain't found nothing. My brother's been here forever. You talk about found. How you find something? We here civilized. Ancient means civilized. Don't y'all know that? I'm going to give y'all some etymology. Ancient means civilized.
With our butts in the air.
You say what, Malik?
I said, it's like the bead where your head's buried in the sand and your butt's sticking out, and they let me dig you out of here. I found you. I found you. Like, come on, man. Knock it off.
Yes. Proceed, Barclay.
This is a very crucial and yet the most overlooked point of law in U.S. history. This period is misread, misunderstood, and misnomered, especially by the so-called NBC people.
Hey, Malik and Barclay, they need to know what misnomered is. If your first time tuning in with me and my note was going over words and you ain't never researched the words, you cannot arbitrarily explain words. You cannot arbitrarily explain words, law, history. Talk about, oh, well, we don't got to agree on law and history. Yes, we do. Or you pseudo, you a fraud. So if you don't know what these words are, you just can't read over them and then my nobles know what they are. And then the key in this is misnomer.
Yeah, and misnomer as the basic lay term is an error in naming a person or a place. So it's like relabeling. So, you know what I mean? Instead of, maybe for you, it was the crib. we gonna call it the shack. You know what I mean? And so at some point in time, all the people who was looking for the crib ain't gonna know where it's at, even though it never moved, because we calling it the shack now.
Come on, Noble.
And
Come on, Noble. You looking right at it.
yeah.
Proceed, Noble.
It is they, meaning the NBC people, who rarely realize that both the slave master and the slaves have been unlawfully ex post facto in the United States of America since 1865.
Ooh, proceed, Noble. We almost there.
The U.S. government definitely has, quote unquote, assumable jurisdiction over ex-Negroes and Negroes alike, but it is nothing shy of colorable ownership. And via the 15th Amendment, the U.S. government is, by proxy, their lawful slave masters to this very day. This is a perpetual tragedy designed to last as long as the USA can seal the freed American nation under the slave names of Negro, Black, and Colored. In principle, slaves were taken away from their individual slave masters of the South and placed or unionized under the totalitarian rule of the Union North. In other words, 3 years after the Civil War, in order to form a more perfect union, agreeable both European winners, the North, and losers, the South, slavery was reinstituted and spread to every state through the United States. See the 14th Amendment. The Scottish and York Rite orders of Freemasonry remained the only stabilizing bond between the pale-skinned brothers of the North and South. The always politically correct Masonic fallout of this political war agreement and all its fruits of African subjugation is very consequential to the tricked NBC people. Tricked into thinking a freed Negro could now be a equal citizen to all other nationals in the culturally swelling United States, and tricked again into a dark age of ignorance to the government. In the dark age of ignorance to U.S. government will always be their colorable slave master. This has become Freemasonry's greatest secret. The denationalization.
Can I just add to what you just read to sum it up? It's the lack of knowledge. It's not this color of your skin.
Nope.
I think people need to really understand that it is the lack. What you just read was the lack of knowledge.
Yes.
Is why we are mentally in bondage.
Yes.
Because we think that we're these black people.
Yes.
We can't find a nation of black on the planet.
Yes.
Or African American.
Yes. Yes.
They
Yes. Come on, Malik. It's been programmed into you. I'm black and I'm proud. We done made songs of this shit.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Noble.
United States.
Go ahead, Rez.
That's one thing that I was just speaking to a friend of mine, that old coworker, and I was telling him about our past records that's being forged. And his first thing was, "Hey, well, I identify as a Hebrew."
See?
And not a board. And I was like, it's that I respect the science or the spirituality of that, but that's still in the eyes of the world.
Yes.
It's still a board, bro.
Yes.
Like you can hear that, or you're an NBC. Either way.
You're not ancient. That's not, and that's what, and see, that's, I love all my brothers, but going right back to what Malik said, our brothers are lost due to a lack of knowledge, because you so religiously crazy, and then you reading a book that's, you talk about English, that's Latin. Like, you're not even reading a Hebrew book. Like, I'm like, it behooves me to call yourself a Hebrew Israelite, and you don't even speak the language. So I could get you lost in my linguistics, because you don't even know my language. So how are you a Hebrew Israelite? You asked a brother, what's your nationality? Hebrew Israelite. That ain't no nationality. What's your race? Hebrew Israelite. What's your status? Hebrew Israelite. Technically, lawfully, you are the lines of the law. Because I said, what is your nationality? I said, what is your race? I said, what is your status? Those are three things pertaining to law.
It's that little piece right there too, that they're very sincere and passionate. You can feel the fire within their words. It's like, hey, I'm not trying to take away from that.
Noble, I promise you. You can be sincere and you can be sincerely wrong. Because see, when you operating on man-made knowledge instead of Allah's wisdom, your word can be used for correction. Man, I know all of Hebrew Israelites. That's why I ask most Hebrewites should have our ID on our text. They're not speaking metaphysically. You yelling at people and they ain't even talking about you. It's talking about them. So your whole teaching is out of whack.
So I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you sincerely wrong.
Come on, Noble.
Right. This is something our people. Hopefully, I can show you this. I'm gonna turn this on my phone around, so hopefully you guys can see that. Yeah, I mean, this is sincerely wrong. This is how our people be.
You now, man, Barclay, that's just. Do you understand what Noble's saying?
The social program.
And just the lack of wisdom.
Right. People see all the passion and they pumping. And they
Yes.
Like, yeah, and they like, I'm black. You know what I mean? And people get caught up in.
Just passion. I don't care about passion. Is your passion based on bullcrap? And that, man, I'm glad you said. And they be passionate. Man, I don't get caught up in no words. Ooh, you so I don't get caught up in you in no damn trans or Z jogging suit. I don't get caught up in all that. And I don't get caught up in that shit. Excuse my candor. I don't get caught up in that. You quote something in the physical. I don't care. You trying to and you only can come from one ramification. That's anger. That ain't what that's for. Gratitude for bringing that out, and that ain't our mission. And the Bible says that you don't be arguing with nobody on the corner debating. It says the whole thing. If you break the scriptures down, everything you're doing is wrong. Everything that you're doing based to your scriptures is wrong because you don't supposed to be debating nobody. Your Bible tell you that. So number one, if you debating, you wrong. Because what are we debating?
Absolutely. That's one of those things where it's like, yeah, I'm not going to debate and argue with nobody. If you don't get what I'm saying, then okay.
Man, let me ask you, this why a lot of our brothers that's my age, and I say your upbringing means a lot, because I was in the house of study. You ain't never seen none of our scholars debating each other. Have you ever seen Khalid Muhammad debating any of his brothers? Khalid Muhammad was debating them Europeans, destroying them. Research Khalid Muhammad when he was debating the lion lawyer, and the lion lawyer trying to get up there and talk all smooth with passion. And Khalid Muhammad was like, man, fuck that shit you talking. All that, because that's what they try to do, try to talk all sweet and soft. You still lying, Trelladike?
Yeah.
You still lying, Trelladike? I don't care how you trying to make you lying. But I want to talk, and I'm a lawyer. I don't give a fuck if you know lawyer. I'm going to destroy you with your book. Talk about, I'm a lawyer. I don't care. Well, you waste your time. I can get on the same platform with you and destroy your shit from your book. But he has so much passion. But you lying with that passion. You say what, Malik?
I said that's part of the social program with these certificates and this pageantry that they think because you got this certificate that you are some type of, I'm gonna say, God or higher or better than somebody else.
But do you see what Barclay was saying? How they get us with this when Barclay was like a person have passion, all this black stuff. No disrespect. I see stuff. You got all these religious brothers. I don't care if it's Hebrew Israelites, but a lot of the Nation of Islam Muslims, you got brothers saying it's black this black this. And I say, if you call yourself, and no disrespect, somebody sent me this. Somebody sent me this of the brother with the black stuff, and they wear the headbands, and they sell the headbands for $500. And he said, we are educated brothers because we black men in law. He said this, and I quote, where black men won't get misconstrued in law. I said, oh, I turned the channel off. According to science and law, black mean deaf. Now, if I got into school and I say, okay, well, according, you talk about the black man, we won't be misconstrued in law because we're a black man. But according to science and law, black mean deaf. So here come a dead motherfucker coming here talking about, I'm a black man, I know law. Man, hang man. And you can't get mad at what I'm saying. But your passion is right. See, we done got caught up with things and think somebody saying something that make you feel good. You want to feel good? Have an orgasm. I'm just keeping it 100. See, I'm always talk like that. You want to have some feel good? That's false. That's false. And y'all know, we know, the irony of this great sin is the same forefathers that labeled their property Negro, black, and colored. and 3/5 all of other persons. We know this. Secondly, let us remember that the historical words of our prophet, and I quote, the names of Negro, black, colored, Ethiopian were given to slave by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted till 1865 during the so-called time of slavery. The free slaves surrendered to the facto institution of slavery by not addressing themselves as free people, bearing one free national name. When you ask the brother, he say, I'm a Hebrew Israelite. That's the problem. We must accept one free national name. That's too simple, but just like Barclay and Malik said, we can't agree on if the fucking sun is up. Excuse my candor. Somebody like, no, wait a minute, Sheik. No, wait a minute, Sheik. The sun is not up. And see, that's asinine. Oh, no, wait, I can figure out another way to get through Friday, Sheik. We ain't got to go through Thursday. You see, we can't agree on shit. And that's our problem. We always got to say some stupid stuff. And by not knowing of the Masonic entrapment, they, the recipients of the U.S. Congressional Decree of manumissions, most Moors don't even know what manumissions are. Every time I teach, I say, I hope you research what manumissions are. I'll be breaking down these words that can help you, that at least give you an aha moment to say, let me research this.
The friend of a slave or indentured servant.
See? You see what I'm saying? Brother Brian, how many times I be saying manumission? And ain't nobody said, damn, Sheik, I looked that up like it's in there. That's why I be saying, I know that's how we can get caught up. Let me give you another way you can get caught up. When people be signing contracts, I'm not going to give the word. And in contracts, it's a word in your contract that says that you under this shit for life. And it's your fault when you sign the contract. It's your fault if you ain't conscious of it. If you ain't do your due diligence, it's your fault. And it's a word in all record contracts that you sign your shit away for life. But then you don't know in law that you can't sign your records in life away. It's only a statute of limitation for 7 years. And see, this is what I know. Why? Because I study law, I read contracts. And then if you really care, you can put all your music back out. You just got to put it out under your own band and things. See, this is what I know. I done saved a couple brothers already. So.
You just said something. You just gave a key, and I don't know if people caught it. Because anytime somebody who is supposed to serve jail time, whether they committed a murder or fraud, the maximum time that anybody else supposed to be locked up was.
Yep.
7 years.
Yep.
That's it.
Come on.
When you capture another tribe during war or differences, the longest they could keep you was 7 years.
Yep.
That's the law.
So we got to understand this because I said we got 10 minutes left and we'll be done. I just wanted to go for an hour and about like 15 minutes. But I wanted to touch on things that's religion and masonry, history. It's all entangled. And I keep telling y'all, the European is not the joke in masonry. The Negro is, because the Negro hides stuff from us. And now what do blacks truly have as opposed to what they think they have? Is there any true distinction between a black Supreme Court justice and a black convict on the scale of a free national name? No. And the science of Moors is a power that exerts itself at the will of the user. Power ain't no good unless you know how to use it for good. And to understand the power of here we go again with all this fake of the master grip, one must also realize it as much requisite. When I talk about prereqs, you must understand the will of Haram, as it is contingent upon the will of the master. Prove that who they say lay in the grave horizontally is not who he is when standing upright, independent, and free. And that's the same thing in the Bible. When we talk about in the scripture of what text is that? If Daniel's prophecy gonna be right, it's the same thing. If he left one way, he gonna come back the same way. I just said the same thing about Haram. Prove that who they say lay in the grave horizontally is not who he is when standing upright, independent, and free. You see? And if Daniel's prophecy is right, don't they say in Daniel, he had hair like this, he this and that and the other? Well, if we say the resurrection, he ain't gonna come back as no damn Autobot with blue eyes and this. He gonna come back how he said he left from your Bible, from your teachings. I'm just quoting what you say.
Same way.
Come on, we ain't stupid. We ain't religiously crazy. We can think freely. So that master grip, the so-called master grip, as practiced by these scratchers and diggers, because that's all I call them. I'm keeping it 100 of this so-called Masonic ritual, should be better known as the JOW. Y'all know what the JOW is? That's what they call the Negroes. What? The joke of the West. The joke of the West. That's what we call these Europeans, the JOW, the joke of the West. This is because only a holy prophet, an avatar, or a Messiah would possess and have the infinite wisdom. Here we go. And Brian just talked about it today, the infinite wisdom. Y'all be missing it, the infinite wisdom of how to use a true master's grip. See, us as Negroes, we'll get Alicius Levi, and we'll talk about the Aquarian gospel, and then when your teacher show you that the European ain't nothing but a transcriber, and he'll tell you that. You ain't nothing but a transcriber. You ain't nothing but a transcriber. You ain't nothing but a transcriber. You just regurgitating, and you think everybody's stupid, so you will promulgate it like it's yours. Boy, please, we know that's the Moorish Akashic records. Boy, go on. Stop playing. Stop bullshitting with us. We know Adam Blavatsky. That European ain't powerful. That European ain't powerful. That's all Moorish science. And she'll give all the power to Noble Drew Ali. Real spill. Y'all know I'm telling the truth. Our prophet was before they damn time.
There's another piece of science for those who are into like science and biology. When it comes to history, that Duffy, what's it called, the Duffy null allele?
Yeah.
They should look that up.
And
who was the only ones that had the antibodies built up for vivax malaria?
Man, the European been telling us who we have. Peter Moon lectured about our prophet, Spandu Magic. Our prophet was holy, but we the only ones that reject our prophets and our teachers. The master grip is the only power that can exhume the body of Haram whole and intact from the shallow grave. The true master grip is used exclusively for raising an enslaved nation of Africans from the dead and placed back into the marvelous light of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And I quote that with a silver tongue. Every Mason know this. That's why they don't wear their fez. They wear it in clandestine. And it's defiled. It ain't for you to wear. It's for them to identify to do business with us. Y'all don't know this? We get the illustrious prophet, Abraham, Solomon, Yahshua, Muhammad, and our prophet can only use the saving powers of the grip. The true avatars. That's what a prophet and angel is in our one-on-ones. That's what I am. Why we afraid to say our brother's a prophet and an angel? And the text said, how can you say you love God, but you hate man that you see every day? And God works through man. A prophet and an angel is someone clothed in the flesh that's coming to give you a divine message for the ones that won't like, and a damn divine warning for those that's physically alive and spiritually dead, aka fucking zombies. Use my candor again. I got to make it plain. You get in your car and listen to all that crazy stuff. You let your young kids listen to all that crazy stuff. They quote it, and then as soon as I use a cuss word, oh, Sheik used a cuss word. Man, shut up. Please. I bet you your daughter know the whole WAP song, and they talking straight vulgar. I just heard a rap song on the radio. Dude talk about turn the go around, hit it from the back, and splash, splash, splash. This on the radio in the daytime. Man, please. Please, man, this shit is crazy. And you get mad at me for using my vocabulary, explaining something, and then the person say, well, they're, what they say, they're sincere. Well, I'm sincere. But your sincere is based on false. It's fugazi. This is like this is how fake jewelers get you, us with these diamonds. One diamonds ain't worth poo diddly. For this how they get you. They talk about these are VVS's. Okay, well if I got VVS's 10 years ago, damn it, they the same thing today in 21. Oh, how they some different diamonds? Oh, you got to turn your VVS again to get new VVS's. What this a new diamond? Well, I thought a diamond is a damn diamond. You see how stupid we are? We let somebody tell us anything. With no research, though. With no research. That master grip is known by several names, y'all. I'm almost done. That's why the European most worshipful of all masters, not a worshipful master, the European most worshipful of all masters who claim to have total knowledge of the grip for about 600 years, but has failed in its use to exhume the Moorish Americans from their shallow grave of the Northwest entombment. Why? Because although the Europeans can enslave, murder, and destroy, but do not, and I repeat with a silver tongue, they do not have the power to save, heal, or free. I'm almost done. The master grip is known by several names. When people, the eagle's claw, saving power, the hand of Solomon, and the so-called master grip. as a ritual, and this grip is customarily reserved to be used by master masons. 32nd degree, or a cut above. A 32, as y'all know, in meteorology, it ain't nothing but when water freezes. You ain't nothing but a snowman. See? Or a cut above when they say we're 33. Boy, please. To assist a brother Mason from adversity. And this symbolically sends the message throughout all Masonry that only the tempted and the highest can raise the dead. We are the highest. You dealing with 99 degrees. I don't hide nothing. Ancient Memphis and Mizraim, 99 degrees. The master grip, as practiced by all Masons, is a meaningless, when I say it again, meaningless, just like standing with your square. That's like all those outside symbols. It don't mean nothing. It's hand jive hoax between advanced Masons and those striving from the lower degrees. Period. Ain't nothing secret with me, but it's sacred. No one who is still searching for light, which include all Masons in all degrees, can have the power to truly free Haram or anyone else. And fundamentally, anyone with the power to free you can also enslave you again. For one to be naturally free Moors, he or she must free themselves. And this is true. Come on, man. But it is better understood in the simple words of Yahshua and our prophet. The truth will make you free. The truth will make you free because you were born free. The grip is called the eagle's claw because the eagle is the thunderbird of Europeans' rulership. Understand what I'm saying? See, everybody right now, the European be giving me a standing ovation, dropping money at my feet. I ain't saying we supposed to do that. But what I'm saying, I'm illuminating keys. I'm putting their ass in their place. As we should. As we should. Often with the two heads facing east and west. So when they had that 33 degree and you see the eagle is facing the east and west, come on, man. Of their dominion, to and fro, action is repeated in the symbolic use of the master's grip. When it begins as a normal extended right hand.
With the eagle, because he can actually see that far in reality. So you put it on a flat surface, he can actually see.
Come on, Noble. Come on, Noble. Come on, Noble. Come on. Just like when I talk about that owl magic. See, you can do all that shit at night. I'll be on your shoulder. And you can talk about, oh, like nobody don't see you. You doing all that goofy stuff. Oh, nobody see me at night. Boy, please. We know you a clown.
Hey, you know what? You know what, Sheik?
Yes.
Y'all remember the song by Info? I think that might have been what your mom was singing a minute ago. Y'all remember that song by Info, Free Your Mind?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the chorus real quickly is free your mind and the rest will follow.
Yep.
Be colorblind, don't be so shallow.
Yep. See? And we almost done.
Back in my revolutionary days, I am a revolutionary, and they said, free your mind and your ass will follow.
Gotcha.
That was what the original quote was.
Just like it wasn't no African American. They used to call you an Afro American.
But Afro was more accurate than.
I wanted my mama to say that. We almost done with the teachings. See, I was waiting for my mama to say that. I don't even know what page it is. I think it's 37. Oh, it might be 30.
Cubans who call themselves Afro-Cuban, Brazilians, Afro-Brazilian.
I hear you. Okay. So, mama, I want everybody to do this as I finish. Listen, the Baltimore Evening Sun, Monday, February 3rd, 1992. The editorial, other voices. I have a plan. Delegate Rawlings. Bill should be amended to designate an official name for black people each month of the year. Think there isn't room in the nominal culture? In the nominal culture. They pretty much saying these niggas don't know. Pursue the following list. Gregory P. Kane. If African American does not please, here are 11 more by Gregory P. Kane. Baltimore delegate Howard P. Rawlings has proposed a law. Just because this law don't mean it was right. To have Maryland's black population referred to officially as African American. Forgive me if I don't emit a scream of ecstasy about the notion At the tender age of 40, I've already been called three things: colored, Negro, black, in that order, and I have no desire to be called something else in my lifetime. 10 to 15 years from now, someone else will be proposing still another change. I have a plan to prevent that. Delegate Rawlings, bill should be amended to designate an official name for black people each month of the year. Think there isn't room in this? And so each year they gave your ass something. So I mean they you don't got no name. January they said they'll call you colored. February Negro. March black. April Afro American. In May, listen to this. The designation would be African American to make the Jesse Jacksons and Pete Rawlings of the country happy. In June, we will call them Asiatic. July, if that's something, July, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, that's on the 7th. Official designation would be Moorish American. Oh, I thought they didn't know you were the Moorish American. This again would be in difference to the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. I thought the Moorish Science Temple of America, nobody didn't know about it, who maintain that while their race is Asiatic, their nationality is Moorish American. See? August, Balalian. September, Nubian. I just wanted to make that emphasis. Moors. You see? This is important. This stuff is important. That's why our prophet said family. That's why I continue to tell us, if I can get you to think family, we can save ourselves. I'm letting us know that this word can only be used by true Moors, the executive rulers, and cannot be used by those who are slaves to sin. A slave would not proclaim himself or herself, whereas a God man and a God woman sees freedom as birthright and natural obligation. And I close, man, and that be it. I'll give y'all a little tidbit, and you can research this. Think about this, y'all, for a minute. Really think about this right here. Rarely, if ever, are black Masons taught the oath they have taken are illegal. Think about this. Unconstitutional, non-binding, and self-criminating. All you got to do is research U.S. Constitution, Article 6, Section 3. Listen, Moors, they were also taken under the duress of mental oppression that employs them to be contentious objectors to self-imposed slavery. Case in point, Moors, you as the student, even myself as the teacher, we are encouraged to address anybody. I want you to go ask anybody of law, anybody in law, ask anybody that specializes in U.S. constitutional law. Ask them under an intelligent tone, how is it lawful for a Negro being declared as property in the U.S. Constitution and ratified as citizens in its Reconstruction amendments? How can a Negro be held accountable under obligation of any oath when, as existing civiliter mortis, no property can testify against itself? That's why in law, when you get put over, it says you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in the court of law.
Can't incriminate yourself is what they just said, right?
And a Negro, Tangela just broke it down. A Negro is chattel. You can't speak. You incriminating yourself. That's why only time of crime is where the victim. Now, we ain't talking about a law infraction. Just like if you speeding, that ain't a crime. That's just a damn traffic infraction.
There's been no crime committed. There's been no injured party.
So I rest, man. Any questions?
Islam.
Islam.
I rest.
Islam and gratitude.
We just got to take our keys back. I like how you wearing your halo, Barclay.
Well, I'm working on it.
You working on it?
My braid getting too big, so.
Put your kufi on under it. Remember, a lot of times when you get a kufi, you'll be able to put your kufi on it. It'll keep it flat, and then you will put your shemag around it, and it'll give it a little bit more balance. Most of the time, when you put a shemag or a turban on, you want to put your kufi on first to give you that flat circumference to wrap right, and to give you that cone shape. So when you put your halo in the middle, it'll sit right, perfect in the middle.
Well, I have a what you call underneath here. I have a do rag on.
Oh, okay.
Underneath here, I always wrap one of those on first.
Islam.
But,
Islam.
my hair keeps growing.
Yep.
You know?
Well, Islam. Islam to that. Islam to growth.
All right, Samson.
You got mine over there?
Yeah.
You got mine over there, Noble?
Who, me?
I got yours too, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Barkley got yours.
Yeah.
But yeah, start playing with y'all. Noble, start playing with everything. Like I wasn't good at stuff until I started. You got to play with it. That's when I say everything we do is spiritual. When Iverson talk about practice, yeah, practice. Natural talent only goes so far. You got to work on your muscles or they atrophy. This is why I said 7 days without more science makes 1 week. That's esoterically and exoterically. I'm from Flint, Michigan. I stole that from Halo Burger. It said 7 days without a Halo Burger makes 1 week. So I said, screw that. I chop it and screw it. 7 days without more science makes 1 week.
W-E-A-K.
W-E-A-K, like mama said. So gratitude to everybody, man. Gratitude for y'all being here. Gratitude for my nobles. Gratitude for everyone that's on Instagram, on YouTube. Once again, Morris, I showed y'all my books. If y'all want the science, all you have to do for all those books, a $75 donation to Cash App, $KG Bay. Once you do that, send a screenshot.
Every dime.
What you say, Malik?
Yeah. I said it's worth it in every dime and more.
I tell, it's no reason. It's there and it's a value and it's an NFT. Just like all.
Teach your kids more.
So, and once you do that, Goodman Curry, GOODMANKHARY @gmail.com. Also, bbtsciencetemple.com. That's our webpage. But anybody want to say, anybody got anything else to say? Anything?
Gratitude for everybody who showed up.
Gratitude.
Everybody that's shown up, remember to visit bbtsciencetemple.com. You can also purchase some e-learning materials on there, and there's more to come for that. So please visit bbtsciencetemple.com. Islam.
And Brother Alonzo, I want to say gratitude because we got a purchase off the page. I forget the Empress name that's on here. I forget her name. I think her name might be Danielle. She ordered off the temple. She was on our BBT Science Temple and School page, and she ordered the Divine Creed of Moorish Islam. And I gave her 2 gifts for free. I want people to have the wisdom, and she can testify. For that $10 donation, I was going live yesterday. I said, if anybody want the Moorish Quran, I'll give it to you for free. And I said, I'll give you Unto the Eye Grant and my book. She got all 3 of those PDF books for a $10 donation. So, Brother Alonzo, can you please check us out with that benediction and our Moorish American prayer, if you don't mind, Noble?
Islam, Lord. Islam. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. Haya Asha'aya, Om Alakim, Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Ya Haq, Ya Muhammad. May the benediction of Allah be upon thee and thine always, as thou shalt strive to be a credit to Allah. Make haste to bestow thine acts of love upon thy brethren, and do the best to shun thine evil ones. Remember to take succor of the breast of knowledge, wisdom, fortitude, charity, love, and all standing, that you might nourish the souls of men. Let truth be the shield in the manifest battle of falsehood. Know that Moors need not to pick the lock to the gates of paradise by means of petty or criminal death. For behold, the key to salvation already rests within thine own hands. And yes, even though a portion of our nature is weakness, instability, and inconsistency, there still is the greater part of our nature that is divine. May Allah protect thee, guide thee, preserve thee, lengthen thy age, and give thee everlasting peace. Ar-Rahman, Ar-Rahim, Ya Haq, Ya Muhammad. Ashe, Islam. Peace, peace, peace,
Peace, peace, peace, peace, peace, peace, peace, peace, peace, family. Love y'all, man. Islam, family. Peace and love, family. Peace and love. Peace. Love y'all, man. Islam family. And like I said, if you guys want my books, I showed them all. You guys can get all my books and learn. And I also have a full library with over 15,000 books and manuscripts. On Instagram is AJELANI Moorish Book Club. And you can go in there right now. I got, I think, about maybe 10 or 20 books on there. And you can compare them to Amazon. I got books that's on Amazon that cost thousands on my page for $40. I got books that you can't even find, like the Unknown Arab. That book is worth thousands and it's out of print. I have copies of those, and you can get all those PDF. You can go to Office Max, to Staples, and have them print them and bind them for you, and you have them. It's like an NFT. It never loses value. So once again, man, gratitude to everybody. I love everyone. But in a minute, we will be gone off YouTube and off all Instagram and all those public platforms. And we'll just be private on Zoom and on our Temple and School webpage at bbtsciencetemple.com. Once again, Morris, I love y'all. Peace, light, and illumination.